Taiwan is a perplexing place, an island of 20 million people with an economy larger than that of the Emirates and Singapore combined. Yet, it technically doesn't exist. 70 years ago, at the end of World War II, when China was emerging from its own civil war, the Democratic Party of China was overthrown by Mao Zedong's Communist Party. The exiled members of the Republic of China settled in the island of Formosa. 100 miles off the coast of China, they've managed to survive and have even thrived, building one of the world's richest economies while attempting to maintain a sovereign identity. However, times have changed, and as China becomes more influential politically and economically, the sovereignty of Taiwan hangs in an unknown balance. Is it China? Is it not? Politics aside, the tiny island state has its own culture influenced by Dutch and Japanese colonialism, mixed in with a bit of Chinese history. In this episode of Budget or Baller, we discover what the capital of this tiny ocean state has to offer. Known as one of the top culinary destinations in the world, Taiwan is an interesting destination, being a place that one can enjoy whether they're on a budget or they're balling out. As a kid, growing up Asian American made me aware that life is full of different polarities and perspectives. I mean, how do you explain to someone from the Midwest that a 1,000-year-old egg could actually be a delicious treat? It's been quite a journey over the past 15 years, from being a lawyer to working back of house as a chef to developing publicly traded companies. The one thing I've learned through the ups and downs is that life will throw you curveballs, and it's about making the best with what you've got. During my dozen or so career shifts, I've had the pleasure of traveling and working around the world, meeting people from all walks of life. So 60 countries and thousands of experiences later, this show is about opening the doors to food, culture, and lifestyle. I want you to join me as we explore the world on both sides of the coin, whether you're on a budget or you're balling out. We're here at Taipei 101, and I'm going to show you on this episode of Budget or Baller the best things to do in Taipei, whether you're on a budget or you're balling out. We're going to have some great food, we're going to have some great experiences. Let's check this out. The 101, once the tallest building in the world, is now home to an incredible array of restaurants and businesses and is the center of the famous Xinyi shopping district of Taipei. All right, so we're headed down into the basement floor of Taipei 101. This is a massive food court. It's incredible if you're on a budget and you want to have really good food. They've got probably 20 some options. Everything's around $5. Let's check it out. A veritable cacophony of sights and sounds, the basement food court at the Taipei 101 is the epitome of the Taiwanese food culture experience. From street food to Michelin star meals, you could spend every day here and not go through half of the restaurants. You gotta visit. So I chose the sizzling plate here because everyone seems to be getting this dish, and if the locals love it, then it must be good. It's $5.50. Thing comes out piping hot. I'm pretty excited for this thing. I love when stuff is just sizzling. This meat is charred on the bottom. It's got that medium rare on top. Oh my God, it's delicious. When they say hot, they mean it. $5, a whole meal. This stuff is almost Wagyu quality. It's incredible for the price. Hungry for more, I decided to search for my next bite. I mean, I'm down here, I might as well eat more, right? So I'm here at Hawker Chan, and this is a 1 Michelin star restaurant, and for less than, I believe, $3, I'm gonna have a whole meal. Let's see how it tastes. Look at this. Second meal because it's so darn cheap. If you're on a budget, $6, got fresh organic veggies, sauteed with garlic, got this steamed rice that they put this chicken broth over, and then they have their Michelin star chicken right here. It's got a crispy skin, and they also gave me this braised egg. It's like an egg that's been stewed overnight for, I think, almost 24 hours in tea leaves. Let's try it out. It's got so much sauce on it, it has to be good. Man, it's got that umami. It's salty, sweet, savory. It's delicious. Oh man, it's juicy. And the skin just absorbed all the flavor.
Michelin star meal, $6. It's crazy. So we're headed over to the Taipei 101 observatory deck. I am a sucker for great views. It seems like anywhere there's a tall building, there's always an observation deck, and I'm always the one that's paying to go and do it. But it's 20 bucks a head. I would say this is like on the top point of a budget. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive either. Let's check it out.
85 stories up is a bunch of restaurants and bars. This one, the Panorama, was my choice for the day.
I think it's a given that anywhere you have a skyscraper, there's usually a restaurant up top. And why not indulge yourself with some oysters and champagne? I'm gonna put this in the baller section because I think I've spent about $100 here so far. Well worth it. While I'm on this gluttonous, ballistic adventure, balling out, I've decided I'm gonna go with the $100 dessert tower. This thing looks like just this super kind of phallic, actually, tower. It's supposed to be a miniature version of the 101, and it has just a ton of desserts on it.
You're probably wondering, why would anyone ever order this? I don't know, but it was good, and I recommend it. After putting myself in a diabetic coma, I decided it was time to move on to a budget activity.
All right, so we just got here to the Din Tai Fung, and this is one of the most famous restaurants from Taiwan. It started here originally, and they have the most absolutely delicious xiaolongbaos. These are little dumplings that they fill with pork and soup, so every bite just kind of bursts with flavor. Most chefs will tell you it's probably their last meal of choice. It has a Michelin star. There's like 120 of them around the world. This thing has been around for 60 or 70 years, and it is one of the best restaurants in the world. You can budget or ball out here. They have pork xiaolongbaos that are really cheap, but they also have truffle ones.
Well, you need epic music for epic dumplings, and these are it. I mean, you really, really, really cannot beat the dumplings at Din Tai Fung. So if there's one place you go in Taiwan, this would be it.
All right, so this is sort of their premier dish. It is a xiaolongbao, which is a dumpling. It's got a super thin skin, and inside of it is pork and truffle and soup. So when you bite into it, you get sort of this burst of flavor. You got soup, and you got sort of the meat. Oh. It really doesn't get any better than that. Incredible, take a look. They're so thin, or the skin's so thin that you can see right through it, which is really what makes it so special, because when you have too much of that dough or too much of that skin, then you'll lose the consistency. It just doesn't taste as good. And they've been able to perfect this over so many years. So Wu Bar is one of my favorite bars in the city. This is at the W Taipei, and it's got a beautiful view behind me. In the summer, the pool is popping. This is kind of the place to be. They got an extensive list of alcohol.
If you haven't caught on by now, upstairs is a good place to be in Taipei.
Thank you. "21 years old. Smells delicious. Got this $1 million view over here. Taking $25 sips. Can't get much better than this, right?"
Moving back into the budget side of the spectrum, we explore one of the most popular aspects of Taipei, its night markets.
We're here at Shilin Night Market. Now, when you're in Taiwan, you got to know that night markets are the thing. You can do everything here, and they run till midnight. You can buy clothes, you can buy food, there's a lot of games. This is definitely the budget activity to go and do when you're in Taipei.
Play some games, win some toys. Go fishing. Hey, this is an interesting place, and for a few bucks, you can spend a lot of hours here. You're here at the night market, you gotta try it all. Fried stinky tofu, beef noodle soup, tea-boiled eggs. These are just a few of the delicacies that you have to have when you're in Taiwan.
All right, so let's survey the damage I did here. 510 Taiwan dollars. That's a little under 20, closer to 17 or 18 bucks. And that included a bottle of vodka, fishball soup, morning glory with garlic, had some stinky tofu, wonton noodle soup, fried rice, have a beer, which I have not touched yet, unfortunately. Bring that on the road. And a Coca-Cola. Real food, authentic. They cooked it here. Came from the farmer's market upstairs. Can't do any better than that. Street markets in Asia, they got it down when it comes to a budget.
To finish off the baller experience, we head to Yen, a newly minted restaurant exec chefed by Michelin star winner Wo Hoi Min. The food here is his interpretation of Chinese cuisine from multiple regions, and it's set in an absolutely stunning location. The decor and ambience of this place feels like South Beach on steroids. In a good way, of course.
I'm here at the top of the W at Yen, which is a modern Chinese restaurant, and this is the exec chef, and he's going to explain exactly what I'm about to eat here. 会请你
好，那我们来介绍一下。
介绍。
那这个呢是用新鲜的大虾，我们把壳剥掉以后，然后用柚子跟蜂蜜做了一个 sauce， 再加一点点的辣椒来调味的。
Okay, so it's a very special sauce preparation that has some honey and a little bit of spice in it with these jumbo prawns, and they're really, really hard to find. 然后这是一个鱼，是不是？
对，这是大西洋的那个扣费许愿选，然后我们这种鱼它最大有20多公斤，我们用的那一只，然后我们保留了它里面的汁液，它油脂是非常丰富。
Okay, so out of a 20-kilogram fish, only a small portion is good enough to be served for this. And it's very similar to a cod, but it's crispy on the outside and it's got really smooth and buttery texture on the inside. Very excited to try this out.
OK，
谢谢。Wow. It's so moist and juicy on the inside, and the outside is crisp, like you're chewing on a potato chip. It's delicious. All right, so the exec chef has also brought out one of their crispy ducks. Now, these are prepared for hours the day before, and they're actually cutting it and serving it right here at the table. If you take a look, it's beautiful. It's got crispy skin, it's juicy on the inside, a bunch of textures, and it's served with like a variety of side dishes.
After a very successful 48 hours, I've decided that Taipei is a modern marvel, a culinary paradise, and a vibrant microcosm. If you're into food and an urban adventure and want to see another part of China, this is the perfect place to do it. So next time you throw a dart on the map, may your stomach guide it towards the tiny island of Formosa.